Hey my friends, how are you? I wasn't sure I'd be able to be here tonight, and so far so good. We'll see what happens. We've had a crazy storm that started last night, still snowing, super heavy. We haven't had this all winter, so it's kind of cool. But now it's starting to stick on the trees, and I posted a picture earlier of this tree I'm calling Mr. Pine Tree. He's super, super tall across the street from me, but his branches are kind of near where the wires come over to my pole. We have underground wires here, but there's a pole that brings them over here, and that's looking a little iffy. But right now, hey, we're good. So I thought I would pop in. I did post earlier today because I just wasn't positive. We're going to use the same Embelly, and you're going, what? What are you using? Embellys are my sweet little SVGs that I create just the right size to go on the front of a card. So this is the one I did earlier. You can see it on YouTube, and I'll make sure that the link is here too for you to check it out. We're going to use the same SVG and create a totally different card. Tonight we're going to be using the sweet Songbirds Bundle from Stampin UP. Let me come over here. It's got a punch, which I love. The punches are great. Let me know when you're here, because at the moment I might just be talking to me, although it says I'm connected to Facebook. So, okay, so we're using the Sweet Songbird. We're also using, gosh, I forgot its name already, Rain or Shine, the 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And I was going to tell you some of the colors, but we're just going with Designer Series paper, so it doesn't matter. But the colors that go with this are Basic Black, Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Flirty Flamingo, Mango Melody, and Old Olive. So we are using this, and we are going to use our Old Olive, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to bring you into Design Space so you can see. This is, I'm assuming that you have downloaded the Embelly, which there will be a link in here that you can go get this. It's in the store. You download the SVG, bring it into Design Space, and I did a whole video on how to use it in here, but it comes in just like this. I tend to ungroup it so that you can see actually what have you got to work with. It kind of makes it easier. So let me go back a second to where it came in before it was ungrouped. Okay, so it comes in, when you download it, it comes in like this in a group. All the layers are together, right? Which means they don't move around separately. Once you ungroup it, you can move them around. And it kind of helps to do that the first time, just to kind of get a peek at what you're dealing with. All right? And I kind of like to think of it as putting together a pizza. So this is your crust. Bring this on. This might be the sauce. This is some peppers and onions. And this will be pepperoni. And this is your mozzarella. It's also where I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Or in this case, I'm going to use my Songbird. Okay? So I'm ready to go ahead and cut this out. Let me do this way so you can see both. Okay. So here's Design Space, and then here's me working right here. So first things first, I'm going to say make it. And I'm making this with a Cricut Joy because I love that the Joy lets me quickly put a card together, and I can kind of plan it as it goes. So I love working with the Joy. You can use the bigger machine, works fine. These are designed so they will fit on the Joy mat. And if you look at what Design Space wants, it's my bottom layer. And that's going to go onto a card base that I will fix in a minute. In fact, that's the card base. Let me just make sure I get the right one. I did. Okay, so that's the one. These are just ready to go layers that I'm going to put on here. So the first layer is going to be this one. I also need white because I need something to stamp on, so we're going to cut that in a minute. But I'm going to put this down. And the one thing that you need to watch when you're using the Joy is because everything tends to cut on the mat kind of in the same place. So you might have to clean your mat more often. Hey, Susan. All right, so I put that on, and I'm going to tell Cricut continue. And it's making sure that I'm using the Joy, and it's looking at it. And it's ready. Every time I use Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper or cardstock, I choose medium cardstock. And I'm going to use that same setting for every load of my mat. So I'm just going to say remember. And now I'm going to go ahead and let the machine load it in. It's going to double check and make sure that I have enough, that it's big enough to cut what I want it to cut. And when it's ready, it's going to flash and tell me it's all set. I'm going to come over here and press go, and I'm going to let the machine do the cutting. Now in the meantime, I'm going to get the card base ready. This was an 8.5 by 11 cut in half, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. All right, and I'm using thick basic white for my card. And then I cut this. Now this layer is this is going to go right here on this piece of just Designer Series papers. I'm taking advantage of this amazing design, and I cut. This is what's on the other side. This is, again, from that paper, and I'm going to put you right down on my card base underneath my first layer from my Embelly. And I call them Embellies because I like cute names. I hope this is the right one. Let me just double check. Because I like cute names, and it's basically cut. I do. So this is right. To work as an embellishment on a card. I didn't cut this the right width. Hold on. That's why I'm messing up here. 1 sec. I need to have a little bit of a frame here. Oh, there we go. Now, I could have let Cricut do this, but well, generally, it's easier to let your trimmer do it, except when I mess it up. Okay, so there is my card base ready to go. This is going to go right here on top of it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and put this down now. I could have used the flower layer too. That was pretty cool. But I opted for this kind of window painty check. And there's just going to be a little bit of the blue showing ever so slightly. Okay, so we've started to build our card. Next is the white layer. Remember I said I needed to cut that? All right, so let's get our white layer going. And then in that, I'm just going to take regular basic white, and I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4 by 6. That gives me plenty of, that fits the mat that goes in my Joy and gives me plenty of room. So that is going to go right here. And we're going to load this in. Again, it's going to check, make sure I have enough paper on it and I have the right size mat. And then I'm going to say go, and Cricut's going to go ahead and cut out this layer. Now this is the layer I said that's kind of sauce and a stamping image. still have this on medium cardstock. Cricut cuts by color, so it's putting both of these layers on here. And I'm going to say unload. And then I have these, whoops, these layers ready to go. And then the next layer, look at that one, and this one. Okay, these are the two, the pepperoni and the the pepperoni and the peppers and onions of my pizza. I'm going to load you in. And I'm going to say go. In the meantime, I can put this together while Cricut's doing the work. Line this up right here. Okay. Unload you. And then I have one more load to go. There's that one. Now I could use down here if I wanted, which might actually look cute. The easiest way, now I can move it in Design Space, but I have to go back out and move. The easiest way to do it is to just trim this piece off. Hold on. I'll bring it right over. And then pop this piece on my mat right here. Okay? That's because this paper is so cool that sometimes when you look at it, you think, oh, that would look good. So I'm going to add more flowers to the bottom of this one because I think that would look good. I'm going to tell Cricut, yep, you go ahead and cut that out for me because I think it's cute. And it's going to go ahead and cut. Then we're going to play with our stamp. Okay, we're all set. Unload. All right, now we've done all of our Cricut work. So we're going to fold Mrs. Joy up and slide her back. And now we're ready to play with our card. So I'm going to do this way. Now, you notice on the other video, if you watch it, you'll notice that I used inking a lot more. I'm not with this one because the colors are really pretty different. I don't really need to, but I could. I could ink away if I wanted. And put these little babies on here to mention some dimensionals to kind of add to my card. Oh, let me stop this. There. And I'm going to put you right here. So now we have this extra layer of flowers, right? Pretty cool. The Designer Series paper does all the work on this one. And now I'm ready for my sentiment, which is going to go right here, and my bird. Now I haven't used this punch, obviously, so let's see if I can mess this up. Now, I want to stamp where this is going to go. I can just be brave and do it, or I can make myself kind of a template about where these stamps are going to go. So I am going to take this leftover piece. Let me trim it. Hopefully this is going to help me. Maybe. Leftover paper. And let's figure out where this goes. Okay. And now I'm going to put you down on the bottom here. Okay, and I'm going to use just a little adhesive so it stays where I want it. So now this is where my bird stamp is going to go, his wing, his tail, and his beak. We'll see. This may just be a total disaster. I'm going to be brave. Nope. You are the right one. So I want you. No, I don't. Why does that not work? Hold on. Maybe that doesn't work. You work. Okay. Alright, and we're going to use Old Olive for our bird. I don't know that there's a bird in this color, but you know, I'm kind of matchy-matchy, so that's what I like. And I'm going to try this. This could be a total flub, so oh, I'm pretty happy with that. But now I got to see if when I punch it out, do I get the right thing? You know, we'll see. Put you in there. Yep, you're the right one. Maybe. And then the tail is this little baby. Everyone think good thoughts for me. Whoops, wrong way. Tail. So if I didn't do this, what could I have done? I could have just punched it out of solid paper. Probably would have been easier, but I'm going to try this. So now I'm going to line up my punch. I'm pretty close. There's my bird. Here's our wing. Our wing is going to get a dimensional. I need an eye on my bird, so I am going to take my... Ooh, can my bird have a white eye or will he look really creepy? Come back here. Oh, I think it looks okay. All right. And then I need this to have a sentiment on it, and it is going to say, you've got something to celebrate. Right on that little circle. And now we're ready to put the card together. I don't know, I'm not really sure about the white eye of this bird, but we'll see. there's that. And our bird needs a dimensional or two. Okay, so this wasn't a practice. I'm doing this with you live first time, like walking on the wire here. And that's where our little bird is going to go. Yeah, no, I don't like this eye. This looks like he's creepy and weird. So he needs just a black pen right here. A second eye on the edge? I could, so let's do that. Let's do this one and this one. I like this better, Susan, than just that one creepy white one. Yeah, I like that better. Now, I want something up here. Oh, here's his face. He does have a face. I just used freehand and did it myself. But that's okay. I could put the branch. I could do congratulations. I think I'm going to do the music right here. Because I haven't played with this before. He was looking crooked. He looks more like a she now and looks better, I think. And let's put our musical notes because our bird's doing a little singing. And we are going to be good. Oh, much better. Much better, Mr. Bird. You've got something to celebrate. And I'm going to celebrate that we got through this with power. So, woohoo, we did it. So if you are a Cricut user, this is a fun Embelly to experiment for your first time. I will put the links below this video and you can check it out. Thanks for coming. See you all soon. Bye.